This is the Pearson's Edexcel GCSE Mathematics Paper 1 exam for the higher tier with regards to the summer of 2017. So we'll start with question 1. So it says that the scatter graph shows the maximum temperature and the number of hours of sunshine in 14 British towns on one day. And it says one of the points is an outlier. Write down the coordinates of this point. So I think we can agree it's going to be this one here because it lies outside of this general trend. So if I look at the graph, I can see that each square here represents an increase of 0.2 as we go to the right. And then on this axis here, the y-axis, I will have a same thing, 0.2 increase as it goes up. So if I read the graph carefully, I will notice that I get 10 and 19. So for all the other points, write down type of correlation. So we can see that as one increases, so does the other. So that means it's going to be a positive correlation. So it says on the same day in another British town, the maximum temperature was 16.4 degrees Celsius. Estimate the number of hours of sunshine in this town on this day. So let's go to 16.4. So we can say it's approximately that line. So if we were to draw a straight line and come back down, it'll be around 2.8, 2.9. But obviously it depends on how you draw your straight line. So as long as you've drawn a reasonable line of best fit, then you should get, I saw 12.8, but I think you could have anything from 12 to 13 as a justifiable answer. So a weatherman says the temperatures are higher on days when there is more sunshine. So does the scatter graph support what the weatherman is saying? And you have to give your reason. So in this case, we've already said that it's a positive correlation. So yes, because positive correlation. So question 2, express 56 as a product of its prime factors. So 56, so let's break it out. Use a factor tree. So the first thing is 2, 28, then 2, 14, then 2, 7. So we circle, so circle the 2 and circle the 7 because now we ended up with simply prime numbers which can no longer be simplified or broken down. So how many 2's do we have? 1, 2, 3. So 2 times 2 times 2, and then we have 1, 7 equals 56. So we can write this as 56 equals 2 to the power of 3 times 7. So either or. Okay, question 3. So we have 54.6 times by 4.3. So if we want to work this out quite easily, what we can do is we can say, let's change these numbers. So 546 times by 43. So we've simply times by 10 here and times by 10 here to give us these numbers. So the next thing we can do is simple manual multiplication. So this is one of the ways in which you can do it. So 8, put the 1 there, 4 times 3, is that 13, put 3 there. Then 3 times 5 is 15 plus 6 there, and 0. 4 times 6, so 4. So we get the 2 there. 4 times 4, 16 plus the 2 gives us 18. Add the 1 there. 4 times 5 is 20 plus that one gives us 21. So we have 8, 7. So we have 14. So 4, put the 1 there. So 3 and 2. So remember, we've multiplied by 10 on both numbers. So here we divide by 100 to get our answer, which is 234.78. Question 4. The area of square ABCD is 10 centimeters. So show that x squared plus 6x equals 1. Right. So we know the area of this ABCD is 10 centimeters squared. So the area of the square we know is length times width. So we have 3 plus x, which is AB, so 3 plus x. And the same thing here, 3 plus x. So times those together. Ooh. Doesn't matter which way you put them, because remember, with regards to addition, it's commutable, so doesn't matter if it's 3 plus x or x plus 3. And we know this is equal to 10. So let's start multiplying out, and let's employ our handy claws, our arrows. So we have x, so 3 times x, which is 3x, and then 3 times 3, which is 9. And then x times x is x squared, and then x times 3 is 3x. That equals 10. Then just writing this as follows. So collect the like terms, and then if we take this to the other side, it becomes negative. So we have 10 minus 9, which gives us 1, and that shows what we were asked to show. Question 5. Just going to change my color. The rectangle frame is made from 5 straight pieces of metal. The weight of the metal is 1.5 kilograms per meter. Work out the total weight of the metal frame. Right. Okay, so first thing that we do is we need to figure out the length here. So we can see that this is a right angle triangle, so we can rely on our good friend Pythagoras. So if you remember Pythagoras, c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So in this case we're going to have 5 squared plus 12 squared equals c squared. Let's call this c squared. So this is 25 plus 144, which gives us 169. So if we square root 169, we get 13. Remember, we get a plus and a minus 13, but obviously because we're talking about physical space here, then it's going to be the positive 13. So talk about 13 here. And here is going to be 12, the same, and here 5. So let's add up the lengths. So 12 plus 12 plus 5 plus 5 plus 13, which equals 47 meters. And then 47 meters times, sorry, So times 1.5. So we'll get 47 times 1.5 equals 70.5. Okay, question 6. So it says the equation of the line L1 is y equals 3x minus 2, and the equation of the line L2 is 3y minus 9x plus 5 equals 0. Show that these two lines are parallel. Alright, so essentially when we see this type of question, what we want to show is that they have the same gradient, which will show that they're moving in the same direction. So L1 has an m, which is, remember, the letter that we use to represent gradient, equals 3. And then L2, so L2 is 3y minus 9x plus 5 equals 0. So let's rearrange this to make y the subject. So we move that to the other side, plus 9x, and then move that to the other side, minus x. 3y equals 9x minus 5, and then we divide by 3, so we get 3x minus 5 over 3, and lo and behold, you can see that we have 3 here, so m is 3 for L2 also. So we prove that they're parallel. Question 7. It says there are 10 boys and 20 girls in a class. The class is a test. The mean mark for all the class is 60. The mean mark for the girls is 54. Work out the mean mark for the boys. Right, so we know that there's 30 pupils, and we are told that the mean mark for the entire class is 60. So that means they multiplied 30 by 60 to give us 1,800. We know that the mean mark for the girls is 54. So there were 20 girls, times that by 54 gives us 1,018. So what we need to do is subtract these two, and we'd get 0, 7, borrow that, 2, and 7. And so we know that there are 10 boys. So cancel, 72. So the mean mark for the boys was 72. Question 8. So it says write 7.97 times 10 to the power of 4 is an ordinary number. So we're going to have 0. So how many zeros are we going to have? So we move it once, and then we'll have minus 5 left. So we're going to have 5 zeros. And then we're going to have 7, 9, 7. And then B, work out the value of 2.52 times 10 to the power of 5 divided by 4 times 10 to the power of minus 3. So given in standard form. So one thing that we can do is we can write it out properly. Right, so the first thing we can say, let's take these values here. So let's take 252 and divide it by 2, divided by 4, which will give us 63. And here we can see that from the laws of indices, we'll have 5 take away minus 3. So law indices have 5 minus 3, which gives us 8. So because we divided this here by 252, which meant that we'd moved the decimal point to the right, i.e. multiplied by 100. So what we're going to do is move that answer 63 to 0.63, and we want to multiply it by 10 to the power of 8, and we can write 6.3 10 to the power of 7.